channel. This is Hougan Chris. I hope everybody's well out there. Of course, if you're reading your emails, watching TV, or reading the paper, or whichever way it is that you get your news and stuff by your phone. I want you to see that there's a lot of things that's telling you how to take precautions and how you go about it and what is it that you do. Of course, all of us isolate from another way to another way, but it's whatever it is that makes us, comfortable and to stay away from the virus. Also, violence, okay, on a particular group. I just want you guys to know that when I do these videos, I have my notes before I do them, okay? So it's not stuff that's coming out from the sky. It's stuff that I'm actually doing my research on and stuff that I want you guys to be aware of, okay? The crime has gone up with the Chinese people like I don't know what. They're sitting here and attacking them because they think that if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have this virus, okay? For us readers, us cartomancers, us tarot readers, stuff like that, sometimes people on the outskirts don't understand us, okay? So the fact that they don't understand us, they think that we're prophesizing, they think that we're involved in, spirits and all this other kind of stuff. So we make all this stuff up, okay? But it's not until you tell them, go to so-and-so book, or go to so-and-so book, or go to so-and-so book, and read the history of where the cards and stuff like that are from, okay? We, as Americans, blacks or whites, we often say foreigners, okay? In Creole, we say étranger, because you're not from Haiti. So you are an étranger, which means stranger to a particular place. Okay? We condemn people. And you got people that's innocent from every place on the world. Okay? Chinese people. We like them. They scrub our feet. They paint our nails, our feet, our toes. They scrub. They sit here and they do our food. We enjoy it. We laugh and like them at the restaurants. But now, in the news, you're beating their ass because you got coronavirus. You're saying that it's because the Chinese people are here, we got coronavirus. Nope. It's the same thing with the gays, okay? The gays are good to do your hair. You also see them sometimes in the churches directing the choirs. You see them at the flower shops. They're at the salons doing hair, you're laughing with them and stuff like that. Once you leave, I can't stand that faggot. I can't stand that butch. I can't stand that dyke. I remember somebody else teaching me the bull dagger. All these other kinds of stuff you're calling them, but we're good when you need us. Then you got here Iraq, okay? We sat here and we sit far away from them. Whether we on the train, whether they're in our school, in our classes, because we think that everybody is somewhat connected to Bin Laden or people that blow up certain places and stuff like that, that they automatically are terrorists, okay? But we don't understand that these are people also that's being victims from their own people as well. We don't want to hear all that. Once they got the thing over their face, once they got the veil on, or they got the Jesus slippers on, or whatever, right away, they're no good. Then you got the blacks. The blacks, they're good enough to clean the house, dust free, raise your children, all this other kind of stuff, but they're not good enough to sit on the table with you. The Haitians, okay? The Haitians are wonderful artists, okay? They know how to do all types of artwork, whether it's painting, whether it's carving into wood, whether it's some of the people want to come to the island and learn about the religion and all this other kind of stuff. They're good only for what they're good at, but then they bring us over the AIDS. They bring us over the HIV. They bring us the cholera, okay? The cholera epidemic. Cholera has been on forever. You just don't hear about it, okay? But all of a sudden, we want to sit here and do all kind of things as prevention from these diseases that they don't have no cure on how to get you vaccinated. All right? That being said, it sat here and got my attention this morning. And I said, even though I mentioned it in one of my other videos, I turned around and I said, okay, leave the little Chinese people alone. Leave their wok alone. The little white rice and broccoli and chicken and broccoli and all this other kind of stuff. Okay? Stop beating those little people over the head. They only like 100 and something pounds, some of them. And then you want to sit here and attack them because you're mad at the world. Most people who do stuff like that are mad at the world. The system failed them. Okay? The United States or whatever it is failed them because you sat here and could be a taxpayer or whatever, fought against people who do not work, people who are productive citizens in society. Something's wrong. Okay? Besides that, yes, I know we here and we're talking about the cards and stuff like that, but I also want you to let you know that I'm sensitive to some of those topics as well. Okay? Because all my life, and I'm 41, I'll be 42 next week. It's always that the gays do this, the gays do that. Okay? It's a problem with the gays. Oh, don't stand this way. Don't walk this way. Don't sing like this. All this stuff or the gays. Okay? I've been gay all my life. And I love every bit of it. There's nothing that goes on in the gay culture that I'm not familiar with. Okay? We got our own code. We got our own words. We got our own everything. Okay? So none of that stuff bothers me whatsoever. Okay? This book right here, it's been written since 1893. Did I get that right? Yep, 18. His name is Olney H. Richmond. And it's the Mystic Test Book of the Magic of the Cards. Let me let you know something. If you want to learn something, you want to really sit here and go what all this is about, because you're never going to know who's going to come to you for a reading. You never know where the cards will take you. Somebody's going to ask you, how did you learn, or what do you know about what's in your hand, and blah, 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 blah. Because people bring all types of conversation to your table. Okay, so they want to start asking certain questions and stuff like that. Don't be afraid to sit here to tell them that, you know what, if the truth is the truth, to say, you know what, my grandmother did it and I just liked it ever since I was a little kid, but I didn't ask those other questions. But now you on YouTube, we have all these other kind of delicious things that we can sit here and that we can learn from. Remember, in all the other videos, I tell you to read. I'm going to tell you that all the time. It was said to me, and I don't have no problem with saying it to you, okay? Get back into your books, especially with this all-in-home isolation and stuff like that. Sometimes we come up with excuses. We say, oh, we got school, we got work, there's no time to sit around, read, and stuff like that. Plenty of time. If you want to sit here and learn this and master your craft, learn about its origins, okay? And like I was telling you about the Chinese people and stuff like that. The Chinese people are the ones who started the card. It's in this book right here, okay? The Mystic Test Book of the Magic of the Cards. It's in this. Go get it. You can get it if they're still making it, because it was printed again in 1916. I found it. I'm sure you can. Okay, to learn about the origin of the cards. It shows you how to not discriminate against every other nation that's different from yours. Don't do that, because you don't know what that nation has done for this nation. Okay, nevertheless, who would have thought, okay, that they would have made these cards up and stuff like that, and they would have been around all the way to this time. Okay? So pay attention to that. And it mentions this, okay? That the Chinese, the Persians, the Egyptians, okay? It called it to be a book. They called the cards a book, okay? A small book that is 1,000 years old, okay? And it's also preserved in the Museum of the Royal Asiatic Society, okay? P.R.S. Foley, another book, 1916, okay? That's almost 100 and something years old, okay? Same thing with that. Those meanings in the book, you see how they, if you read the book or not, or if you haven't, the meanings are very simple and basic. Notice, as I said to you the other day as well, the meanings that you'll always ever get from anybody are very basic and to the point. They never sit here and tell you how to create the story, how to get the flow, how to get that whole thing that you need in order to sit here and to give it to somebody accurately about their personal life. Okay? But as time goes on, you'll notice the different books that are made to sit here and to tell you over and over, this is how you, this is where you, and this is where you're going to do X, Y, and Z. Some books don't tell you that. It always takes another individual to sit here to tell you, this is what you gotta go and do, okay? I'm always telling you about what happened to me along my spiritual path, okay? You guys made statements, you guys laughed about certain things. Okay, yeah, it may be funny now, but you're not actually laughing at the situation. I know you're laughing about what it is I'm saying and how I'm saying it. But the fact of the matter is, I can't dislike or hate any of those people that may have done something to me in the past, because the fact of the matter is, they may not have had that ability or that time to sit here and say, Chris, this is how you do the cards, okay? This is what you do when you get to this point, that point, this point. They may not have. Or there's another thing as well. Each spirit that you encounter or that is in the voodoo, some don't talk, okay? They talk so that another marble and another Hougan can understand to translate for you, because your ears hasn't been fixed yet in order for you to hear certain things, or you don't have that gift of sight where you're able to say certain things. And another thing, they'll sit here and they'll tell you the spirit will come. The spirit will come. Sometimes the spirit hasn't come yet. That doesn't mean that they're not going to come. The book is like a person. I mean, the spirits are like people at times. We don't trust everybody right off the bat and say, oh yeah, this person's gonna do right by me. It's a intimate situation when you are practicing your candles, your cards, or that sometimes it's not meant to be shared amongst people. So everybody divines in their own way. I use the cards as my way of divining for you, to be able to see a problem that you may have that either you're not aware about, or which way do you go about it to fix it. That's why we have psychiatrists, psychologists. But the thing is that because you go to a school, you're not laying down on a mat and you're able to see all these normal people in the room. You think that you're the only one that's weird. The fact of the matter is that you're going to get, at the end of it, a diploma so that you can go on with your and do your career, okay? As that certified psychiatrist or psychologist, whatever it is. But when you do your initiation and stuff like that, no matter what it is you go initiate it, it said that that is a diploma of some sort. But everybody say that you're not normal. Why are you into that? This is not good. It's the same way that is done to the outside world amongst a particular nation. Stop all the violence. Stop all of it, no matter what. The only time violence is necessary is when you feel you've been backed into a corner, or this person has consistently acted up in a way that has sat here and been way too out of line. Okay? You chance after chance after chance, and you couldn't take it anymore. Okay? And violence came up. But violence is not necessary amongst a different group of people because you don't like them. Okay? Violence is not necessary amongst somebody's sexual orientation. Violence is not necessary because of one person out of a group of people, okay, is being assaulted because of what one person out of a nation or a group has done to the United States or a particular group of people. Keep that in mind, okay? The book is Only H. Richmond. It was made in 1893. It was republished again. You can go to Amazon. I'm pretty sure you could go a lot of places. I'm going to tell you how I stumped around a lot of my books, okay? People would ask or say, how did you know about this? How did you read? Where did you get something? Where's this up? Amazon. Where at? Barnes and Noble. Okay? There's other bookstores too. Books A Million. There's a lot of different books that went out of business that I was able, along my journey, to get the book. Sometimes the book could have been sitting in my books, and I never read it like that or had the chance to, and then boom, I came upon it. Because that was the time for you to read the book. It's the same thing that I tell you about your notes that you get from me or anybody. Preserve it. I told you what I do with my notes, okay? I do it to everything because I've been able to have a good friend sit here and get me the little machine from Amazon that has its little plastic protecting where it goes through an electric laminator. I preserve my notes because I don't want for my notes to get destroyed, okay? So that I'm able to go over and over and over again. Because I'm not going to sit here and try to remember everything all the time. Especially if I'm able or wanting to give it to you guys or others along my spiritual journey. I have to show where I got the information from. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh yeah, the spirit, and that's not true. Okay, so don't go around and making false things and saying that you got it from the spirit when you didn't. Okay, it's the same thing where your godmother, your godfather tells you, oh, give it time, the spirit will come and talk to you. Okay, but what do you do in the meantime? You just came from Haiti or you just came from Africa and stuff like that. Everybody's waiting for you to get back. Everybody's waiting because they know you went to Haiti or they know you went to go get that initiation where you can sit here and do valid readings that you're not able to always call the spirit to allow it to come in full possession to do the reading. That drains somebody after a while. Okay? So if you able to learn what these cards mean, okay, in your own mind, that's when the spirit's going to say, you know what? He or she has done his homework. He knows the cards without me being there. So you know what? I'm going to give him a little bit of extra information to sit here so that he's able to make his livelihood. He's able to help so-and-so. Okay? That's what they do. It's a trust relationship thing. It's an intimate relationship that you have between you and your lois, you and your spirits that nobody else knows unless you trust and confide in someone else. Okay? I had to learn that myself as well. It wasn't running around telling everybody, oh, I do this, I do this, I do this, I do this. No. It's about respecting what it is that you do and giving a little bit of yourself. Time after time after time. A little bit along the way. That's why I always say in all the videos, you're always going to hear from me. Whether your own godmother or godfather doesn't tell you, everything in this life, you have a choice. Okay? You have a choice to do it this way or that way. And then the godmother and the godfather, I hope, is a person that is enlightened to be able to tell you this is what you add to it to make it more informative. This is how you can do it with so-and-so spirit. this is how you can do it with so and so thing. Sometimes, like I said, they may not know how to teach it to you, but there is maps out there for you to see how you go about learning it. Okay? Don't depend on somebody else to always get your information for you, because you don't know where that information came from. Okay? Learn the cards. You also not going to be able to know what's going to happen to your relationships or relationship with your godparents, who has this wonderful, wonderful mind and world of being enlightened by the Spirit to teach the God kids their information. Get into those books, learn it that way, and run back and say, I know it, I know it, I know it. Okay? I had to learn that myself, because the person who taught me how to do the cards, she only knew how to do it with the 32 deck, okay? Which is the Haitian voodoo way, traditional way of doing it. Now, when you read the 52 card deck, you did yourself a great deal, okay? Because it takes time for you to get that flow, okay? So you really went out on a limb to know your information, okay? That's when we get into the numerology. That's when we get into the astrology. That's when we got to understand what season, okay? We have to understand what time did this occur. Everything could be done with this. And that's how I had to learn it from, and when they mentioned the book of Revelations, okay? 14th century. Things I have no idea about. Things that maybe my godmother knew, but she didn't tell me because she didn't think that I needed to know that. Okay? That's another mistake that they do sometimes too. They assume you may not run into this, you may not. It's almost the same thing like being a mother or a father of a child, or even the relationship that you have between a dog. You could only do but so much for that dog until he and she has gotten that aura about you, or the way you discipline it and stuff like that, to be able to know right from wrong. It's the same thing when kids are being kids. They only know from a certain amount of time what they can get away with or not. Okay? Same thing with your lovers. Same thing with your marriages. You only can do what you think you're going to get away from. What does this have to do with the cards? Knowledge. All of it is knowledge, okay? And that's the gift right there, is the knowledge, okay? Anything else that comes after that is a bonus. You're going to see how information, whether you learn it from me or not, you're going to notice information that's being given to you over your journey. Till one day you say, you know what? I had enough. I got enough information right now for me to be able to say, okay, let me take a break from the books. Let me take a break, because you're content. I'll tell you one thing though, I can sit here all day, I can do orientations, I can talk to, but when it comes to that math at the school, woo, we're talking about a whole different other thing. But I've noticed, since I've been able to multiply and divide, how easy it is for me to go ahead and do my readings and stuff like that. So check out that book to see what you come up with. And like I always say, send me an email, put a message on YouTube or whatever, and let me know what it is that you discovered that you think I may not have discovered, or just share with me what you think about your journey as well. And let me know, okay? There's a bunch of books out there from a bunch of different authors. They may be from the background of Santeria, Hoodoo, Voodoo, Candomblé, Umbanda, a whole bunch of things. But you don't see everybody consistently all the time divining with tarot cards or playing cards everywhere and anywhere to call the spirit to do it. You don't find it like that. With that, I'm going to go ahead and go. Okay? I don't want the videos to be too long. And please send me an email or message me on YouTube to tell me what you thought about this little information that I gave out, because the next video is going to be on the way you pair your cards to read from card A to card B to card C. Okay? What does it mean when you have red, black, and black, or red, black, or black, black, red, red? All those combos coming up. Thank you for listening, and thank you for visiting Old Unlavish Mystic channel. This is Hougan Chris. See you next time. Bye-bye.